You said I will get us in.
We're in, but I didn't know you were going to do finger motions.
Oh,
or
gosh.
hand motions. I do like it though. Everybody, welcome into.
Where is it? Where is it?
See, we had discussed not doing that every time.
Imagination.
Oh,
There it is.
I like that. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, listen, we've invited this particular panel in to discuss something that is going to be near and dear to perhaps all of our hearts because we don't know when people need our business.
Oh, yes, we do.
I mean, we do. Like all the time.
Every day.
Every single,
even Sundays.
day.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, but what we want to talk about, seasonal business, and this does not have to mean part-time profits.
You didn't even give me a chance to take it.
That's a great line, right? I love that. Emily's like, okay, so we had Emily Marlows on the Spiel.
Yes.
Which is produced on the other side of the house by Growing Media. It's an entertainment format television show. We highly encourage that you watch that because you will laugh, you will cry, you will be happy.
You'll just scream in joy.
Yeah, you will. Why are you being quiet all of a sudden? Because we couldn't get you to stop talking on the show the other day.
I'm most knowledgeable about pumpkins, so I guess that's my comfort zone.
Pumpkins. Okay, she'll have a joke, so stay tuned because we'll have pumpkin and gourd jokes later on. Actually, fruit jokes later on in this podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I love a good fruit joke.
when you run a seasonal business like the Marlows Pumpkin Patch, right? And we saw on the Spiel television show that, I mean, we're talking generations. You guys have been doing this forever. So your grandparents obviously figured it out and how to survive throughout the year. I hope you're not going to say, yeah, because they had another job on the other side of things, but maybe that is the way to survive.
Yes, I feel like at the start of your seasonal business, you definitely have to think about your scale. You have to think about your income and how you can apply that to the rest of your year to fit your budget.
Manage those off-season expenses, whatever money is going out when you're making all that dough, the greenbacks, the cabbage.
Patch.
What do you call money?
Money?
Quiche.
Ooh, I don't know that quiche is correct.
What?
I've never heard anybody
Gotta get the quiche.
term.
You've heard that.
No.
I heard you gotta get the keys, but
The
What?
keys? That's
Keys?
cash? Keys, cash?
sure, yeah,
I guess it could be called the keys to freedom.
it's true.
Keys
Your
to the
financial
kingdom.
freedom.
Keys to the kingdom. I like it. But as a business owner, like you said, you have to manage and understand your cash flow.
So definitely have to think about your scale and what you can manage, balancing that seasonal business with your assumed to be a part-time job or a full-time job. You have to think about your schedule and you have to think about how you can maximize your efforts to bring in the most amount of money without impacting your day-to-day life.
Right. So you guys are really pulling down some cash out there is it a cash business so we don't have to let Uncle Sam in on any of the fun too? Is that how we do it?
Technically, we're a roadside stand.
You are not a roadside
No, I'm
stand.
kidding.
You see
No,
that
no.
massive layout they have out there? It's a roadside
No, I'm
stand.
kidding.
I wish you weren't.
They just roll it up in the car and continue next
Cash
time.
only, no card. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
right. I love that. That's good.
No, I mean, in the agricultural world, obviously it's a little bit different than, something like a grocery store, things like that. We pay our fair share, but at the end of the day,
Is it just the patch, or do you guys take your produce and market it elsewhere?
no, we're retail only.
Okay.
We do have our farm, so we have, some income from the beef cattle, some income from the corn, the wheat, the beans.
Oh, see, I didn't know
So-
about the cows. Yeah, that's a good source of income right
Yeah,
there.
it's not a huge chunk of the operation, but it does, when it comes down to thinking about those seasonal businesses and what works well together, typically you'd sell calves in the spring, summer,
right.
Depending on what your calving season is. Pumpkins in the fall, your crops in the fall and the winter. So you can almost guarantee yourself an income year round just playing to different seasonal businesses.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now you have to think about generations. Like how many generations can that support though? Would it be your grandparents, your parents, you? I mean, somebody's got to go off the farm and get a job, I'm sure.
That depends on your scale.
Really?
If you're a big enough business, then it's all hands on deck and everybody gets a
Dang,
good piece of the
boy.
pie.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's kind of like
It's all in the family.
Steve's farm, kind of.
We need to think about
Like
like
Steve's farm.
pumpkins next year. No, I'm kidding. Yes, but see, in that situation, you've got the Mayfield Clark Farms, and you have a father, son, and then you have another whole family, and more than half of them have to have a secondary source of income, just because the elders, that's still their primary source of income. You know, and you can't really. Sometimes there's only so many pieces of the pie.
Yeah, it definitely.
The pumpkin pie.
There's a poem that goes like that. Something, my pumpkin. Look up pumpkin pie poem. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So the other thing that's kind of cool is when you plan for that off season, is that also the time that you guys take to strategize and plan for the next year and how you're going to make it bigger and better?
Absolutely. We always joke about we take December off to not think about pumpkins, but other than that, January 1st, we're already planning, you know, what seed we're going to order, what we're going to do to expand. And I actually start my events in November. So I get all my branding and everything ready in November. And then that way come January 1st, it's ready to post.
Wow.
So
Dang.
She's prepared.
Yeah, they really don't have a lot of time off.
No.
Come to think of it. I like that. So, you know, what would be some other type businesses? Like Christmas stores, right?
Yeah,
people
Christmas
who,
trees.
Yeah.
People who sell all their stores and stuff. Listen to what I read.
Halloween
online.
stores.
Absolutely.
Spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what? That's a brilliant business plan, how they just occupy these empty retail spaces when they need them, but they don't pay the
And I'm
rest
pretty
of it.
sure all those costumes are upcharged by like 300-400%.
Oh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
No
They got
doubt.
their money somehow.
No doubt. Wait till it warms up and like go to a yard sale and buy those for like pennies on the dollar, right?
Then you can resell it.
Yeah. I don't. I'm
You
not,
like
I'm
to-
not going to wear a ton of costumes.
After somebody else has put their
Well, no, just not in public.
He wears it in private.
I'm a
I was-
solid advocate of Goodwill for costumes.
me.
I'm just saying.
Yes, Goodwill or consignment stores. That's. I mean, not that we're sorry, big brand spirit person.
Are we
Halloween costumes? No. Okay. So, but what I read about the Christmas stores, and maybe I don't know if there's a way to do this at Marlows, but maybe. So you could set up a not a layaway, but you know you can make payments throughout the year so you can fully experience Christmas. So like, you know, if you want to buy a bunch of stuff, maybe you start making payments on it throughout the year. So that's a cash flow for that store.
That would be really great for us. We could take that and apply it when it comes to, we do a lot of wedding decor, a lot of brides with their pumpkins and, you know, mums and things like that.
Perfect.
So we get some huge, you know, some pretty good sized orders for that. So that would be great to implement for sure.
Hey, payments throughout the year, survivability.
And even like corporate businesses, you know, for those who want to do something for their employees, you know, we can definitely do bulk orders of pumpkins or things like that.
You guys ever have weddings there?
We've had 3 proposals there, but no weddings yet.
That's a brilliant idea.
Because
Though.
you could promote it like marriage at Marlows.
Oh, did you charge for that? That was good.
I mean,
that was really good.
They'll get an invoice.
Don't take my
They'll
future
get an
ideas because
invoice.
I got some stuff in the works. So I'm just not ready to.
We're not announcing that today, everybody. Marriages at Marlows.
I didn't say anything.
Just
No.
stay tuned.
Just stay tuned. Yeah. But think about that, man. Like, so maybe, okay, you are a pumpkin business or whatever. You start, like you said, you take December off, you come back January, you plan by February. You're reaching out to corporations saying, hey, what are you going to give your employees this year? Because too many times we don't think about it till it's here. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas. What are we going to do for everybody? But to think about some of those daily outings and taking your family and stuff, that's huge. I'm glad we thought of that.
So
For
I
her.
just had an idea, Emily. What if you went out to each hotel in Mount Vernon, because there's a billion of them,
That's true.
Yeah.
and you were like, hey, we have these set prices for decor that you can put in your hotel for the season,
Love that.
and then sell it to every like bigger hotel
That's
or
it.
I've
corporation.
actually been getting business packages together.
Yes.
That is something I'm about
So
to offer.
smart.
That's easy money.
Yeah.
So smart. Yeah.
Banks and, you know, anything, especially, you know, if you think about banks and people like that, it's a cheap way to offer their clients something that's, you know, memorable. Everybody loves pumpkins, you know, so it's a nice touch.
So, do you agree with this statement that they're saying that you should seek out opportunities with businesses that have longer seasons? So, is it safe to say that when you end pumpkin season, you know, end of October, mid-November, whenever you do that, Do you want your inventory to be zero? Do you want to have sold or passed on everything?
That would be nice because obviously that would maximize our cash flow. But let's be honest, the cows love pumpkins. So if we have leftovers, it's not a big deal. They don't go to waste.
Okay.
Boom.
There it is.
I didn't know that.
I was dropping the mic, but I'll give you a fist bump.
And then it's a beef pumpkin.
Pumpkins are actually excellent, an excellent source of feed for livestock in
And
general.
it doesn't matter about the water content thing because I know you
No.
said the cheddar something.
Long
the
Island cheese.
I knew it was cheese. It was cheddar.
Yeah.
Cheese is better. Cheese
Yeah.
guy. Okay. And then how about this? So have you thought about and obviously all this would do is just help you were talking about maximizing your earning potential. Try to expand to multiple locations. Oof. Can you imagine the nightmare, the headache?
I don't know if that would work for us in particular because even though we're known for having a wide variety of produce, we're big on the experience. So if you go to a different location, you're not going to get the slide. You're not going to get the hayride. You're not going to get
the slide, man.
It's all about the experience. Angie.
Yeah, I think they've. I mean, we could rig that up on the parking lot out here at GM though, right? Can you imagine? Just a big old slide.
It wouldn't
Might as
wouldn't
well.
be bad to do like a 1 weekend pop up somewhere
That'd be
during,
fun.
during the
Yeah.
season and just promote the
I
crap
don't
out
know.
of it.
I don't know that you could pop up that slide so easily.
no, that would definitely take a little
Well,
bit more effort.
I mean,
than-
things that you can pop up.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We've tried that actually a couple of times, but I think it would better serve us to actually go further away because our pop-ups have been once at Redden Lake and then once in Mount Vernon. And so I think,
close.
yeah, they're just too close. I mean, everybody knows about us in Jefferson County, but it's kind of funny, we get a lot of first time, people out there and they'll be like, oh, I've never heard of you guys before. And I'll ask where they're from. They're like, oh, we're from Salem. That's 30
Crazy.
minutes away.
Yeah.
But then
Crazy.
we've got a family from Iowa and a family from Memphis. They come every year.
Every year.
Yeah. So
Wow. Once
So
you
random.
experience it. Yeah. So the other thing to think about, again, our topic today is we're talking about survivability when you're a seasonal business. And the other thing that none of us do well, or I'm speaking for GM in particular, keep in touch with your customers. Let them know what's coming. Let them
Yeah.
prepare. Let them do a down payment. Let them buy, employee incentives. Riley?
Riley?
He
Yes.
grabbed his microphone like you really needed to chime in there.
No, I was just bringing it down, and my ears are ringing.
Okay,
so.
we don't care about any of
It's
that.
a little
but
loud
what
on
did
my
you want
part,
to
so.
What did you want to say?
No, I didn't have anything to say.
Okay,
for once.
I was like, yeah, I know.
for once.
But I was just listening to what you were saying.
Yeah. So you need to keep your customers because it's like out of sight, out of mind, right?
Totally.
Like once the season's over, it's
Totally.
like I'm not thinking about Halloween in
Right.
January.
Right.
Like, why would I be? But if you're sending them emails like, hey, look what we're doing, we're prepping for next year, kind of keeps you on people's minds.
Sending those newsletters out if they subscribe to them.
Oh,
some
totally
people might
smart.
listen to them, some people might not, but
Totally
those
smart.
can obviously help.
Yep. So there is something to just strategies for surviving that cash flow. And I'll be honest, I'm weak in so many areas, but I think in regards to that, when you think about cash flow, right, I get nervous if it's not coming in. I mean, I don't ever want to bank on or rest on my laurels or what you think you have in the bank. So I think around here, and I'm sure you guys do the same thing, what can we do? Do we need to diversify? We need to be making money today. I don't care. We just, even when I take time off, I got to be making money. I got to know, because you get nervous and
Get
it's
antsy.
boy, I can't imagine. And your grandparents and such, they've just held firm. You guys probably live on the land too. You have a lot of crops and such.
Yeah. We've got about 380 acres, I think, altogether. So,
Wow.
yeah, everybody's got their own.
That'll do it. You could always sell off the land if you needed to. Not that you would
Oh,
ever
no,
do that.
that would be the last thing
It's
to
in
go.
a trust. Okay. You can't acquire land, people. That's what my grandmother always said. They don't make more of that. Land, you know what I mean? I was going to go out on a limb and say real estate because it's a good investment, but land, they don't make any more of that.
Right.
You probably don't want to sell that.
My papa says the same thing.
Yeah.
So
We're hanging on to that. Sorry. Marlows is not, we'll just be acquiring more acreage as we go.
That's
So
the
get
goal.
ready. That's it.
So get ready.
Yeah. So what else, guys?
Riley, I know I've seen you looking for shoots.
Yes.
I've seen you commenting. I've seen you
I'm like,
commenting
hey, I'm
on
just
things
letting
looking
you guys
for,
handle it.
Christmas shoots or senior shoots. And I
Yeah.
mean, those are definitely seasonal things
That's
that
right.
you
Oh
want
yeah,
to.
of course.
We'd like you to expand.
Sorry,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
my
good.
ears are just hurting. It's just
Do you need to excuse
no,
yourself?
it's just loud.
Oh, okay. I have a feeling
just
that
a
at
little
any
bit
moment
loud. It
Riley's
just
going to
hurt my
say,
ears.
he's going to raise his hand and he's going to say, I have to go to the bathroom.
And hide.
You'll be excused.
All right. So what if you don't run a seasonal business? How can you take advantage of the seasons?
Oh, that's a great
That's
idea.
a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that it's so interesting. Like right when we brought Emily in, she was thinking about looking ahead and planning, which we never do because in an agency,
We
you
usually
kinda,
look at like tomorrow.
tomorrow is that's a good start.
And we look at tomorrow about 5 p.m. the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
know
a little
we
bit
do.
of planning is better than none.
You know we do it. But imagine if we were to look ahead and say, okay, it's senior portrait time, it's prom time, it's wedding season, it's, and we don't.
It'd be weird if we actually like planned a shoot
Man.
instead of just being like, okay, we're going on this shoot tomorrow.
But we've had such success for decades of just doing it our way.
Running and gunning.
I think that you can always experience a higher level of success. So if you,
Gosh, thanks, Emily, for that.
I'm sorry, but if you plan for all the
She's right.
variables,
So true.
which I mean, obviously you can't plan for every single variable out there, but it's like, with us, we have a backup plan if it's going to be raining, or we have a backup plan if it's going to be windy,
Yeah.
different things that we can
Like,
do.
speaking of planning, like we did in Florida, me and Jacob sat down 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I don't even know how long it took us, but we planned out that whole shoot.
Oh, it was much longer than 5 or 10
No,
minutes.
no,
'cause then
just
you guys
thinking of the
brought me in.
idea, just thinking of the idea and writing it down in Notion.
Well, let's go further than that. They had spent an entire day experiencing the property.
Yeah.
What does it look like at this time of the day? What does it look like? When is the sun coming in? I mean, we're a video production house, and that's our bread and butter, our most important part of our business. And I loved that because for the first time, and then of course they yelled at me because the next day we're behind schedule. But you know what? It worked out beautifully. I said, hey, I called God. He knew we needed the golden hour at a certain time. It was perfect.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
It was perfect. So
Yeah, but it did.
And
It
just
made a
knowing
big difference.
the
Knowing
lay
where
of
we
the
were going to go.
land.
Yeah,
Lay
what
of
we
the
were going to do.
land.
I agree with that.
and just knowing.
I
every
agree with that.
atmosphere.
Yeah,
It's just gonna make the shoot better and everything goes
most certainly.
smooth.
Certainly.
So going back to taking advantage of the seasons
Yes.
for your own business, I feel like you can always run like a really good sale.
Yeah.
Like
That's
like
a great
like
idea.
A sporadic, be
That's a
like,
great
hey, I'm
idea.
taking 20% off for photos
Yep.
in the snow.
Yep.
Tomorrow only.
I think they've started calling them mini shoots, like photogs
Yeah,
just trying to
minis.
fill their calendar. Say we're doing minis this weekend, which it's not. It's a major. It's just like you'd do for any other client,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
to get them back
and,
out
and you
there.
can do the same thing with like product photography, right? It's
Yep.
like you can, if somebody's going to do like a sale for whatever.
That's a great
Christmas
idea.
sale, you put
Perfect.
that thing in the snow and then
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
pictures of it.
Seasonal.
I would argue though that if you are planning on doing something, especially if it's weather related like that, if you start pushing that way ahead of time, then you get people hyped up and excited and
Yeah.
looking for those kind of conditions
Right.
rather than just advertising it
Smart.
the day before.
Smart. Well, I mean that's why you're Emily and I'm Angie because I think that's great. Why don't you start that? Let's
Yeah.
let's promote it now.
I can't tell you how many people who I've talked to in the last week are like, hey, I want to record a Christmas song real quick and get it out. And I'm like,
to you, you're like,
and I'm like, dude, we should have done
It's
this like
no-
2 months
yeah.
ago.
Exactly.
Like, it's
Oh,
like,
that's a good
it's like now
example.
you're thinking about Christmas, but you should have been thinking about these songs that you've had 2 or 3
Right,
months ago.
right.
So it's like, there's no way we can finish it in time. So,
Wow, that's
Yeah.
tough. So if they recorded now, it would be for next year. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I actually have one guy who actually is done with the song. So I'm going to work on it and he's going to hope to have it out by like December 5th.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Maybe they feel like it's, that they don't want to put it out too soon or they don't want to produce it because they, in their own mind, what is it? The big argument now is people are like, it is October, it is whatever, and they have Christmas decor out, like maybe they didn't think they'd come to you and say, hey, I'd like to produce a Christmas song. And it's, hot out.
No,
July.
this guy told me he lives in Arizona. It's always hot.
Oh, okay. It
First
is
of
always
all.
hot and hotter. Hot and hotter.
And second of all, he told me, he's like, hey, I wrote a Christmas song. This was in May. And I was like, oh, dude, if you get it done in the next few months, we'll be able to get it out just in time.
That's awesome.
And then he texted me. He's like, hey, I'm still working on it. Great.
Which is code for I just picked it back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we hope we gave you a couple of tips there. I think we did. Some things to think about. I mean, I'm encouraged.
Nuggets.
I'm thinking.
There's so many thoughts.
Yeah.
So many things.
Mm-hmm.
So many wows.
Yeah.
Did you just say see ya?
See ya. Well, I was going to say was. Yeah. That was a different language right
I
there.
was gonna hit him with the Owen Wilson. Wow.
Okay, bye guys. Love you.
See ya. Mwah.